when you're sitting here and you see it, and you're like, like, oh my gosh, if you would just open your eye, it's there, but it won't happen until it is time to happen. And for some people, they're never going to choose it, and that is when we talk about free will, we have to allow them to have, that right to choose to stay here. And we just have to love them from that space. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jen. All right, so today we're going to be using the Divine Animal Oracle. This is a spirit animal deck. We'll pull one card to find what is the energy that we need to bring right now that's going to help us most on our path. And then we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to pull a 3-card spread that is a progression spread. It's past, present, future. And this is going to let us know where you've been, where you're at, where you're headed, so that if we need to make a course correction, we can do that now. And when I say that I pull a 3-card spread, I do want to say that it's actually more than 3 cards. That's just where I start. So the base is those 3 cards, and I will clarify down to get the broader story, and then I'll be asking further questions for guidance. So it's more than just 3 cards, and I've just kind of started sharing that part because I wasn't sure if people actually knew that. All right, so I'm going to set some intentions while I'm shuffling. Okay. So the first intention is that anyone who comes across this message, there is something in here for you. I set the intention that anyone who needs to hear the messages that come out in this reading will find it at the time that they need it most. I set the intention that all the messages that come out will be for our highest good. Okay. I set the intention that I will be given very clear messages, be given all the right words, phrases, anything needed in order to communicate as clearly and as effectively as possible so that the message can be received as it was intended. Okay. So if you are new, welcome. If not, welcome back. If you have not and you find value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. If you hit the bell for notifications, it will let you know every time I post a new video. And I do about 4 to 5 videos a week. I do the zodiac readings monthly, and then I do twin flame, ancestor message, angel message, spiritual path, and then I'll just pull different oracles that I have too. So, like I said, if you hit that bell for notifications, it will let you know every time I post a new video. All right. So I'm going to start with the channeled message. What does Sagittarius need to know at this time? Peace, comfort, love. Love is what will sustain you at this time. That deeper inner love that comes from within. All the love you experience starts from within. And it is from there that you are able to express it back out into this world. Find your peace, comfort, and love from within. Go into the quiet calmness of your heart space. Breathe in the essence of God with every breath and fill your lungs with God's love and provision for you. Allow yourself to really focus on and feel the sensations of breathing. The expansion and contraction, the temperature sensation as it moves through your nostrils and returns through your mouth. Focus on each breath, knowing that this is life force energy filling back into your soul, sustaining you for your mission ahead. God has you, and He is sustaining you through everything that is ahead on your path. You are protected and you are very loved. And so that message, I felt that when I was even I had to just kind of stop and breathe in just that whole essence and just feel the love just kind of rushing in with every breath, just moving through me. And so I felt like that was a very powerful message that came out for Sagittarius. for whatever you're going through right now. So, I mean, if you're going through a really tough time, I mean, this is just a reminder, that the love, is already in you, and that you can just renew the life force energy, and it just allows you to just kind of sustain through even these harder times. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start pulling some cards. All right, so deep breath. Okay, so what energy does Sagittarius need right now to help bring in this peace and love that we're talking about? That was quick. All right, so we've got the honeybee, reciprocity. Okay. Deep breath. Okay, so past, present, future, Sagittarius. All right, so in the past, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So that is collaborating together to create something, using your strengths. In the present, we've got the King of Pentacles. So this is sitting in a very comfortable place. And then the Ace of Pentacles in the future. So this is a new opportunity coming. And so, I mean, it looks like you've already had a lot of growth already. But, I mean, there's always time for, something new. All right, so let's start with the Oracle. I'm feeling a little extra nervous. I'm not even sure why. So I just want to state that when I do get nervous, I might stutter a little bit more. I've mentioned in some of my other videos that I have learned that I'm autistic. And the thing that I worry about the most in this is that, like, I know that when I get nervous, I will start losing words and I can go nonverbal. And so that's concerning. So when I start feeling that building, I need to just calm that down. All right. So the honeybee, reciprocity. We must give and take, and if we must make a mistake, we must make amends. The earth revolves around reciprocity to remain balanced and to grow, and as humans are a part of the earth, so this applies to them as well. Learn to work happily with others. It is important to learn to communicate effectively, as there may be a breakdown in communication. Okay. Aristeus was the son of Cyrene, the huntress of the god Apollo. It was said that Cyrene was not interested in the traditional womanly things and instead wanted to hunt in the forest and conquer cities. When Aristeus was born, Apollo gave him to the god Hermes for education. And what an education it was! The boy got to learn from all of the great gods and goddesses he was related to, one of whom was Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. Demeter introduced Aristeus to the bee maidens, who taught him the art of working with bees. As he grew out of childhood into a young man, the bees rested in his beard. Such was the love for and trust they had in him. As an adult, Aristeus accidentally caused the death of the nymph Eurydice. I did not say that right, but I don't know how to say that. In their rage and sorrow, her sisters killed every bee that Aristeus worked with. He was devastated. He wanted to work with bees again and also make amends, so he consulted the wise Proteus, who suggested he could honor Eurydice by making sacrifices of 4 bulls and 4 cows. As the bodies lay upon the altar, 8 great swarms of bees took flight from them. It is said all the bees came from these 8 swarms. Okay. How I love bee magic. As a beekeeper, I am privileged to experience the magic of bees every day, from the way that they literally turn sunshine into honey, the way they dance and communicate, and the way that they bring life to my garden. Call upon bee magic when you want to improve communication and connection. It is a wonderful energy to use when you are attempting to find balance and propel and a proper level of give and take in a relationship or work situation. Bee magic can also be used to stimulate your garden and your creativity. Okay, so this is in working with someone else. That's talking about the communication. I'm going to come back. It is important to learn how to communicate effectively, as there may be a breakdown in communication. I actually just posted something. Let me just see. Literally just posted this. I used to think communication was the key until I realized comprehension is. You can communicate all you want with someone, but if they don't understand you, it's silent chaos. So, that is one of the hard things when you're living in such a divide of consciousness that we are in right now, where you've got people that are waking up, or you've got people that have been awake for, several years, and, you've got people who are just very, very asleep. And I just saw 1111. You've got all of these different levels. And I really do believe that there are people that are, and I feel like I'm one of them, but are living in 5D right now, but we're coexisting with the 3D still. That there's still not the full split has fully happened. And there may be people already that have experienced, the full split of that. Like there's, the thought that that's what happened with the Mayan people, that they had evolved and ascended so much that they're just literally out of our awareness at this time, because we're not at their level anymore, or they're not at our level anymore. And so that's what's hard when we are still so commingled with, people who are more 5D conscious with the 3D consciousness, is you're not going to be able to really get through. They can't get through to you. You can't get through to them, because it's completely different frequencies, completely different vibrations. Just the whole thought process is just like what they're able to see is just this much of the picture. Just a very, very small bit of the picture. Whereas as we ascend, we're able to see a broader scale of things. They can't see it, and it is literally not there in their reality. And so when you're trying to push them to see it, you're just frustrating them even more, because it's literally not there for them. And I know, when you're sitting here and you see it, and you're oh my gosh, if you would just open your eye, it's there, but it won't happen until it is time to happen. And for some people, they're never going to choose it. And that is when we talk about free will, we have to allow them to have, that right to choose to stay here. And we just have to love them from that space. And, so some of that may be just a lot of nodding and just letting them just vent, and knowing that you can't really tell them anything, it's got to be superficial. And, if somebody's important to you and you want to keep them in your life, that's the protection you have to have for yourself, is just to know where that boundary is. This is where they're at. They're not coming out of that space that, until they choose to. I can't pull them out of that space. And so you're going to have to keep your interactions with them very superficial. And I know that makes for, a sad relationship, with anybody. This happens a lot with parent and children. It's just, the generational gap is too big for them to be able to see each other's perspective. And so, like, the only way for you to have a civil relationship is to make it very, very superficial, where we're not talking about what we actually think and believe. We are asking, how's the weather? Or how's your health? Or, just something just very, you cannot go deep. You cannot go deep. And if it's somebody that you don't want in your life, then I would just cut ties. And I wouldn't even try to, don't try to get them to understand, because that's just not going to happen. Just no more than they can make you see it from there ever again. So it is what it is. And you have to just choose, do I want this person in my life? And if I do, I'm acknowledging and accepting that it's going to be a very limited relationship, and that I will take what I can get. Okay, so moving forward, we've got the Three of Pentacles in the past, and these were all Pentacles. So this is a lot to do with your money, typically. So let's see, the Three of Pentacles. Cooperation, community, teaching and learning, sharing and listening, teamwork. There is no limit to what you can manifest together. I step into the vibration of conscious collaboration. So, like I said, in the past, you clearly joined up with other people to create something, to use each of your gifts to create, something that seems to have turned out very successful. Because we've got the King of Pentacles in the present. Overflowing material abundance, patience and determination, a confident and warm leader providing for others, comfort and security, personal growth, goals reached, prosperity and success. So, whatever this thing was that you've been working on, you did it. You made it happen. And I think that maybe that's led to a little bit of what's next. Exuding warmth, the King of Pentacles welcomes you into his study for a heartfelt conversation about life. He's worked his fields, met his soulmate, found wealth, and now he looks over his dream manifested as he offers you one of the tarot's most potent messages of forthcoming abundance and prosperity. The most important thing to be done is to enjoy it all. Enjoy every lesson, challenge, failure, and success. He reminds you to get clear on where you want to be, to plan and envision. There is manifesting power in the longing and so much joyful expansion as you bring your greatest potential into existence. Happiness happens when you do better than the last time, and in the pursuit of the personal growth, allow yourself the extravagance of desire. The rest is a consequence of faith, steady habits, and the courage to cultivate enormous dreams. Dream your biggest dream into life. I dream my endless potential into existence with steady desire and effort. Okay. And so we are moving to the Ace of Pentacles. That is the beginning of a new venture or task, new ideas, planting seeds for the future, great potential for success, manifesting power, ambitions, prosperity. I plant my goals with the intention, direct focus, and faith. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, just what is this new beginning? I want more information about what the new beginning is. Okay. So we've got the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So this tells me that this has been in a very just kind of down slump. The Nine of Swords is a lot of sleepless nights. It's heavy anxiety over something. And then the Five of Pentacles, it's the feeling left out in the cold, but what what I always say with this is that key to that door is right there. So, I mean, it's like, it's not being withheld from you. So this is a lot just in your head about this, because the other card that came out was the Ten of Pentacles. And so the new opportunity that you're trying to manifest in is this, but is, you're spending a lot of time stressing over it. And so the Ten of Pentacles is spiritual and material abundance, community, generosity, wealth and prosperity, building a legacy. Oh, baby, this is the big one. All the love, abundance, and joy that you can muster in your heart, it's coming your way, and it's coming fast. It's time to prepare for its inevitable arrival and to commit to your long-term success. This energy is so big, in fact, that you should be prepared to spread some of it around generously. Bring an abundance of positive energy into your life and watch everything shift. Expect the arrival of success, happiness, and an upbeat and loving community as avenues widen and the right connections click into place. Remember that perceptions change. You are one small move away from seeing the bigger picture and from unearthing a legacy of pentacles that is already yours. You deserve this success and love. Taste the pleasures of life and embody the state of consciousness that says, yes, I am worthy of all of this success. I am successful and I share my wealth with those I love. Okay. So obviously you've got, big things, coming in. But what do you need to do how do you get there? How do we get to this Ten of Pentacles? So the first card that came flying out was the Nine of Cups, which means this is a gift from God. So, I mean, it's coming to you just because it is yours. And then we've got the Knight of Cups. So this is about romance, but I also see it a lot of times as the rose-colored glasses. So if you've been a little bit too much in your head and pessimistic, about things, then maybe this is kind of a call to have a lighter look on life, to let yourself see the beauty in life. So what you focus on is what, you're going to get more of. And part of that, because there is science behind all of this, but part of that is there's a part of your brain that is called the reticular activation system. I say that one word wrong, but that's it's either activating or activation. So the purpose of this is to prove you right. So like anytime that you have told your brain that something is, something is important, your brain will instantly just start trying to find, okay, yeah, and validate it instantly. So the way that this has been taught by Tony Robbins is he will have the whole audience spend 5 seconds looking for everything in the room that's red. And then he has them close their eyes. And then they have to name out everything, that they saw that was red. And because they had that 5 seconds to focus, for everything red, they were able to easily come out with all of the red things. But while their eyes were still closed, he tells them, now tell me everything that was brown. It was a lot harder for them to be able to find the brown things because their brain wasn't focused on that. The brown was still in the room the whole time at the same time as the red, but their brain was only focused on the red. And so that is what I'm saying with the mindset shift here, is that if your brain has only been focused on what is going wrong in your life, then that is what you are going to see, because your brain says, yep, that went wrong, that went wrong, that went wrong, that went wrong. And it's just proving you right that you had all of this stuff go wrong. But what if you can bring in a shift and say, you know what? This world is not so bad. A lot of stuff has gone really well for me. Let your brain start finding those things. It's, yes, this happened and that was actually pretty good. And then this happened and that was pretty good. And you know what? this happened and that, so your brain can do that. But you're the driver. You're the driver. You're the one who's telling it where to focus. Okay. And then the other card that came out was the Eight of Pentacles. And so this is mastering a skill. I'm going to actually read this card. And so if you remember, this question was, how are we getting to that Ten of Pentacles? So we had first that it's just being gifted to you. This is your right. And then changing the mindset. And then I'm going to read this one, the Eight of Pentacles. But it's putting in the work. Mastering a skill and expert craftsmanship, the Meraki that you put into your work, methodical progress, patience and determination, sole purpose. Patience and determination are the best ways to ensure your success. Mastering this skill takes time and perseverance, and shortcuts are not the best path forward as you build your experience. Remain dedicated to excellence and to developing your unique form. Study, practice, improve, and thrive your Meraki, your love, your soul, and your energetic essence into your work, and bring it in a consistent, methodical way. Perfect your craft and imbue joy into the repetitive things that you find yourself doing. Find flow in the details, no matter what it is that you find yourself dedicated to. If you know it's time to move on to something more inspiring, find your plan to do so. Consistent action is called for, and often we feel blocked right before we expand into new levels. It's okay to be imperfect as you learn, and as you become the master, find joy in self-improvement to help you get there. With loving determination, I persevere and I become the person I long to be. So, the one thing that I really just pulled from this is that if you have been feeling blocked, just know that, like, sometimes that's what it feels like just before we, fully expand. And the best image that I have for this, and I don't know, I want image in it, but just the description I have for this is like birth, like that final, it feels like everything just slows down, and then all of a sudden a whole world is opened. It's just all this constriction. Like there's a meme that had went around years ago that I just always, like, the story was just inspiring. But it was talking about these two twins in their mother's womb, and it was, nearing time for birth. And the one twin, was just terrified of what was on the other side of that light. And to him, the other side of the light was death. And, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. This is all he ever knew, was just this tight, confined space that was dark. And, he had no room for movement, and he had to share it with another, human. And I mean, most of us didn't even, share it with other humans. It was lonely, as well. But, he's terrified to leave this space because that's all he's ever known. And he feels like his life will be over if he goes through that hole, the light goes into the light. And the other twin in this is excited because they know that there's expansion on the other side. They're ready, to come out and see what is over there, because they know that where they are at right here is not where they want to be. It's constricting, it's limiting, it's, dark. It's not, and they are willing to go through, that, just to know that what's on the other side is the expansion. And so that's what I pulled from that, was just that you may feel like things have been stuck or not moving, or you're, pushing against a wall, but just know that, like, once you break free, like, that's it. This is, the full expansion is on the other side. All right, so this went a lot longer than I expected it to already. So I am going to stop it here. I may do an extended for this one because this story has been actually pretty interesting. So I would like to see where this goes. All right, so if you would like to go with me on the extended, you can grab that link down below in the description box. And I also offer personal readings. So these are collective readings. So they are not meant for, everyone. There is likely something in here for you, but I wouldn't expect the whole thing to be completely for you because it's meant for abroad. But if you want personalized, I can do those readings much like this. I can do a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading. These are video messages. The 30-minute, it's the 3-card spread. We can do general, love, career, and then the 60 minutes are much bigger spreads. They are the Celtic cross or the relationship spread. So if that's something you're interested in, that's down in the description box as well. And if you have found value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications. And also, if you would like, comment, share, that helps more people be able to see my videos and just helps me get greater reach. And I would really appreciate it. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you'd like to go with me for the extended, grab that link down below. All right. See you guys later. Bye.